So Terri, hi, thanks for your time.
Hi, Tanya.
Time.
Yes.
That's
You can use it
nice.
in so many different ways.
Thank you for being such a big part of Maternal Mental Health Awareness Week here on Wirral.
Thank you.
Would you like to tell everyone a little bit about time from your perspective and what that means?
I will, thank you. So, Tanya, time is Terri Irvin managing expectations. And as we go through our parenting journey, everybody's expectations are completely different. What they want from before pregnancy to what they want during their pregnancy, and then following on from that after birth. So it's really important to me to be able to be a voice for these parents and mums and support them in their journey, finding out exactly how they want their journey to go and help them to plan that journey and help to signpost them to the relevant information that they may need along that way.
So for you, when does that relationship begin?
For me, I'll probably hear from some parents that might want to contact me because they might have heard about hypnobirthing, which is one of the treatments that I offer as well. So a lot of mums will get in contact with me about that. I also offer pregnancy massage as well. So people get in contact with me around about pregnancy massage and really looking after themselves in pregnancy.
Yes.
So the earlier that I can come into contact with mums, and the better really. I really want that journey to be about the mum, but also about the couple, because I feel that's really important. I want them to start planning their pregnancy and planning their birth very, very early on. One of the talks that I'm doing here today is about wellness in the womb, and we know that from between age 16 weeks gestation to 22 weeks, we can actually test the amount of stress that's actually already in the womb. So these babies are being surrounded by an abundance of chemicals. So I want to limit that stress.
Yeah.
With pregnancy, we don't tend to tell people when we're pregnant until maybe about the 12th week. So we're suffering alone with all of our anxiety and all of our stresses before we've even told anyone that we're pregnant. And that's a huge time in our pregnancy when we actually need to be focusing on us and our well-being.
Yeah.
A lot of women, even before pregnancy, will actually fear birth. They'll fear, how they'll be accepted into society after birth. They'll be fear, how they'll be looked in their roles in employment as well. Yeah. So it's really important that we start talking about all of these issues and talking to our network and a group of women, or maybe a mum, a grandparent, an auntie and uncle, and just actually voicing our desires and what we want our parenting journey to look like.
Yeah, I think normalising that journey, whatever you would like it to look like, is really important, isn't it, in terms of what options are available to you. And you've been a really great advocate of letting people know that there are a wide range of options available to people. So it doesn't need to be in a clinical hospital environment. There's different ways that you can educate yourself about that.
Yeah, finding out a way that suits you, or as I like to think of education, because a lot of the time we'll wait until we're like 32 weeks until we're offered our NHS and parenting class, and then we'll make decisions then. And I feel like this is the conversation that we need to be having even before conception. We need to be looking about what options are available and educating ourselves as much as possible. During our pregnancy, find out information then about breastfeeding, hypnobirthing, different birth centres, what's available and who's there to support me. And the earlier we can do this, the better. If we can do this earlier and educate ourselves and get as much information as possible early on in our pregnancy, that will actually help to dictate how our pregnancy will unfold. We can reduce stress, we can become a lot more optimistic, a lot more passionate about our birth, about our pregnancy, and also a lot more confident in ourselves and being able to stand up for ourselves as new mums and say, actually, this is how I want my pregnancy to go, this is how I want my birth to go, and I want support with this. I think if we can educate ourselves earlier on as couples, then we can actually educate the wider audience, so we can start to educate the mum-in-law about birthing strategies and about breastfeeding and everything, and how they want to be supported in that journey, even about not having visitors coming to the house after birth and really protecting that bubble. But we need to be having those conversations a lot earlier in pregnancy so that people know how to support us, and that's what managing expectations is all about.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Because I think there's been a tendency for as soon as the baby's born, you kind of can get overwhelmed by visitors and things like that, and your needs are kind of already sort of sidelined, and people have been maybe afraid to come across as a little bit precious. But actually, if there is a time to make your feelings known, it's now. And it's okay to say, I don't want to be overwhelmed by people knocking it round. I don't want anyone to come for the first 48, 72 hours, or until we tell you. That's all right. And I think your message of of ensuring that your bubble is protected is so important and so special, that it's getting that out there and feeling confident about that is really important,
especially for a first time parents. You know, they've never done this before. I kind of liken it to cycling your bike. Some people will pedal straight away without any stabilizers and they just go, and then some people might have a little bit of a wobble, but then they'll get it. And you know, we're very vulnerable at that stage. When we've just given birth, we're at our most vulnerable, so we try to accommodate people. It's very strange. You know, we'll want to make sure that instead of looking after ourselves, that we're looking after everybody else. Oh, can mum or auntie come and visit? Oh, they're only going to stay for a few minutes, so I'm going to accommodate that, and we put other people's needs before our own. And actually, earlier on, if we give people direction, because humans love direction, they love to be told, there's a line over there, go stand in it. And if we can educate the people around us and you know, our support network about what we want, then they can support us in turn, and then we don't have to feel as vulnerable, and we just feel a lot more supported. So definitely give people direction. You lead the way.
And I think as well, if they do think you're being a little bit precious, so what? This is your journey, and you need to make that journey in the best way that you guys see fit.
You know, we're learning every single day. There's new research coming out all of the time. So what worked, you know, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when other people were having their children, it's not necessarily the norm now. And we need to take on board all the information that we've been given about wellness, about protecting ourselves, about creating that safe, stress-free environment. And we need to now implement that into our daily lives and our strategy for pregnancy and birth.
Brilliant. That sounds absolutely wonderful, and I am really looking forward to hearing your talk later.
Thanks
for being here.
Thank you.
Cheers.